So you ask, what's my opinion on Nightmare Before Christmas? Let me preference real quick something by saying I think The Nightmare Before Christmas is a phenomenal film. Uh, Henry Selick, amazing. The guy that did Coraline. Obviously, people think that Tim Burton did Nightmare Before Christmas. He did not. He didn't. He had parts of it, he did help work on it, but it is not Tim Burton's movie. That drives me crazy. I hate that. Which is why it drives me so mad that I think so, right? Hold on. Let me do my research real quick. Who did Nightmare Before Christmas? I know it's Tim Burton's. Tim Burton conceived the story and produced the film. Burton's ideas and designs inspired the film, and he cited Dr. Seuss as an inspiration. Henry Selick directed the film and used his stop-motion animation skills to bring the film to life. So it's really, yes, it's Tim Burton's story, but Henry Selick is the reason the film is as, it was a collaboration. That drives me crazy when people don't credit Henry Selick. And I think it also drives me crazy when people are like, oh, like Coraline, Tim Burton's Coraline. No. It's not. Obviously, Nightmare Before Christmas is one of the greatest Halloween Christmas holiday movies of all time. I consider it a Halloween film more than a Christmas film because what is the start of the movie? Just saying. What else? The music is great. Stop motion's phenomenal. Acting's great. My thing is I think The Nightmare Before Christmas is criminally overrated. For what it is, yes, it is phenomenal. But I think it really comes down to me. My favorite movie of all time is Coraline. I have a Coraline tattoo. I think Coraline's great. But I feel like this film suffers from the same thing that I don't like about The Dark Knight. Whereas it's not the Batman movie that's good. It's Heath Ledger playing the Joker. So for this movie, it's like everything else about this movie is great. And if you think otherwise, you're wrong. This movie is perfect and you're wrong. In my opinion, after This Is Halloween, the first song in the movie, the first 3 minutes of the movie, I check out. I think this movie is, of course, extremely good. I think it's one of a kind. I use the word masterpiece a lot because film is art, gaming is art, music is art, everything is art. These are artists coming together that collaborate and put something together for us to enjoy. It's art. But I feel like just the excitement for this movie is so I don't get it. Because films like this, right? Films like Nightmare Before Christmas are why Corpse Bride, Coraline, Paranorman, and other stop motion films will never receive love. You go into a Hot Topic, what is the predominant aesthetic from a movie? It's Nightmare Before Christmas. It always is. Or it's anime, and then you have your wall of Funko Pops, or it's a musical genre. In terms of film, it is always Twilight, Harry Potter, or Nightmare Before Christmas. That is a fact. I shop there. I know. Lately, they've gotten better. There's Coraline stuff now, but it's because Coraline has finally had a resurgence in popularity because someone on TikTok finally got out there to talk about how much of a masterpiece Coraline is because of all the hidden details and stuff that we don't know about. So yes, in my opinion, The Nightmare Before Christmas is a 7 out of 10. An 8 out of 10 even. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. But obviously, I feel like this movie is talked about so much that I'm just I get it. It's good. But when I watch it, I'm like, yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was a good movie. Good time. But no, it drives me crazy that, like, yes, obviously this is Tim Burton's movie. This is Tim Burton's dream. But nobody else gets credit. And because of that, like, other films like Coraline suffer. And I think it also doesn't help that, like, Corpse Bride was Tim Burton and stuff like that. The Coraline theories are insane. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I think it is just one of those scenarios where a movie is very obviously phenomenal, and that's it. That's all we could say about it. But yeah, I think Nightmare Before Christmas is really good. But again, I kind of tune out after This Is Halloween because that's such a high note. Like, that's such a good song. It's the Halloween song. I love pretty much everything about Nightmare Before Christmas. It's just there's some things where there's nothing in there that wows me enough to remember. It's just like, yeah, that's a good movie. But when I think about other films that I like hold dearly to my heart, I lose it. I'm like, oh, this, and this. This is such a masterpiece. This is a 10 out of 10. This is perfect. And I'm like, well, there's nothing in this film that wows me, but obviously this film deserves to have recognition. It deserves to have the aesthetic. It earns it. It's stop motion. This film took years to make, and it does matter. It's just I don't have a connection to this movie the way I have with other films. So when people, it's the same thing with, like, I hate Jim Carrey's Grinch. I don't like that movie. I did a DreamWorks ranking on my Letterboxd, right? I put Prince of Egypt at like 11 to 15, somewhere in that range. Like, even though I'm religious, and that movie's like a masterpiece, I didn't have a connection with that movie growing up. I had a connection with like Wallace and Gromit and Kung Fu Panda. So for me, my opinion is going to vary different from yours. But in my grandiose opinion, though, yeah, I feel like The Nightmare Before Christmas is obviously a masterclass film. There's a reason it's popular. There's a reason it will still continue to be popular. But I get it, and that's it. Yeah. That's about it. That's my take on Nightmare Before Christmas. Obviously, it's phenomenal. Obviously, it's great. I don't have a connection to it. So when people are going out and they're like, dude, have you seen Nightmare? Yes, I've seen Nightmare Before Christmas. Everyone and their fucking mother has seen Nightmare Before Christmas. You walk into a Hot Topic and Jack Skellington fucking Foxy jump scares you. We've all seen it. We all know it's good. But I don't think it's in the same vein as other stop motion films. Like I feel like every film in Laika, outside of like Box Trolls and Missing Link, topples Nightmare Before Christmas. But obviously, because Nightmare Before Christmas was one of the first films to do this, it's like, okay, you have the right to be relevant and popular. That's my thing. I don't have a connection to it, but obviously there are so many pros to this movie that this movie is considered like the Dark Knight of stop motion films.